I'd like to welcome you to the Dr. Gary and Apollonia Stice Ohana Foundation in Naalehu, Big Island, Hawaii. I'm Captain Glenn Martinez, and I'll be narrating this for you. So what we're going to start off with is every morning when we walk into the aquaponics, whoever the startup person is, they take a series of photos. The 2 fish tanks and the 3 counters. The 3 counters tell me everything looks great. So you see the 2 fish tanks there on the left, water's looking good, fish looking good. On the 3 counters, see the first one, well, when they took this picture, they already set it back to 0. You see the next ones, they took it and they show the count, how many times it went up and down in the last 24 hours. We average 120 to 130 times. Basically, our system's going up and down every 4 to 5 minutes. Every 10 to 15 minutes, so 4 to 5 times an hour. This is our new generator. We just bought it Monday of this week, and this is $599. It's a dual fuel, Champion brand, a reputable brand, sold by Home Depot, comes with a 3-year warranty. But the remarkable thing is, one, it's only about 1/3 the cost of ordering up a Yamaha or a Honda generator. And I'm not pretending it is as good, but it's remarkable that it's dual fuel. So it does propane gas. The advantage being propane gas does not go bad. It stays good. Also, you could take 2 tanks and put a switch between them. If one tank runs out, it switches to the next one. We ran here this week. We had a power outage for 4 hours and 4.5 hours from 4:30 in the afternoon until 9 at night. And prior to that, Kana, who's photographed in the middle there, he had carried it out, set it up, and run it for about 20 to 30 minutes. And I'd done the same the day before when I first put oil in it. So we had 2 runs, 20 minutes to a half an hour, and then the power failure. And when I went down and filled up the gas can, the propane tank, it was only $9.99. So that was over 5 hours of running, and that came down to about $2 an hour. Really great. So you see here all the extension cords. When we made our test run, we got a wake-up call how many extension cords you have to run it out to all the different pumps and the aeration devices to make sure everything's going to run. A big pain in the butt. So Gary recommended we reorganize this and get it where if whoever goes out, takes the generator out of the tool shed, sets it down, they simply unplug at one place, unplug from Hawaiian Electric, this obviously off, we're having a power failure, plug into the generator, and good to go. So that's what we did this week. So we keep it locked up in the tool shed. Gary had me get a lock at the hardware store, and we keep that lock hidden inside the locked tool room, right underneath the left-hand lock that locks the lid closed. So it's out of sight, but if you know where it is, you reach down and get it. And that unlocks the propane tank and the generator. A remarkable biological feat. These things can grow legs. So to meet Gary's standards of making it kind of fail-safe and easier to do, where one doesn't have to rethink how to do this, particularly in the rain or at night when we have a power failure. So took me 2 hours one day to set up the first pump inside the gate. Not a big deal, got it going pretty good. The second one up on the hill, and the 4 photographs on the left-hand side, you see the bottom right-hand one, you see a little green pump house up there. That's 30, 35 feet away. And I had to refigure out where that electricity came from and open up every bloody box in the aquaponics place, sort out all the wiring, and reconfigure it such that, and you see in the lower right-hand picture of those 4, there's a yellow cord and there's a tan cord. That runs the first pump and the second pump. If we have a power failure, the operator only needs to unplug the yellow cord and the tan cord and set the generator right next to it and plug it in. They're good to go. Everything in the aquaponic area is going to run. Now here, Kana is drilling out the bucket, we had a bucket hanging with just a single narrow half-inch wide plastic handle in the tea maker, and that's on row number 1. So you see in the 4 photographs on the left, the bottom left-hand photograph, see the air coming up? Well, I kept pushing the bucket to the side, to the left, to the right, and we just couldn't get it to stop dancing. So Con and I came up with an idea of taking another old blue bucket, and we sliced it up with the jigsaw that Gary bought me last week, and we fabricated a handle on it wider and sturdier, and the board can slide in and out, but it pinches it. And as you see, it's very self-supporting. This is just a prototype, but folks, it is working just great. It hangs there directly over the aerator, and the water in that drum goes up and down when row number 1 goes up and down, which is 4 times an hour. So we put whatever oyster shells or whatever in that 5-gallon bucket, and there's a net sack in there. And the net sack hangs down when the water's down, and the aeration floats it up and inverts it at high water. We also are experiencing, as the system is settling in, that we're getting this stringy algae in anything that's exposed to the sunlight. So we're having to cover it up. So you see that orange lid there in the picture, that goes over the white notched lid, and that cuts down on it. But I think we're going to paint it black. We're still getting algae. A lot of our buckets are white, and I think we'll have to go to the colored buckets to cut down on the algae. We also went down and the local hardware store only had 2 of the 4-inch PVC caps. We need to get 2 more, but we bought the 2 they had, and we put them over the 4-inch thin wall pipe, and we think that will knock down the algae. You see in the left-hand picture, I'm holding up a 1-inch pipe with slots in it. That lasted 2 weeks before it got clogged. No good, because that is the air relief for the siphon in this system, and it just couldn't get the air through. Next is we have the Shirakawa Hotel on the property, on the foundation property, and it helps support the financial aspect of keeping this 10 acres of farm operational. But in the center window of the hotel, it was vacant, it's being remodeled, it was just a big gaping hole. And so Kana and Glenn, myself, we got an old tarp and we washed it in the sun, and then we built a fabricating wall. You see right below the picture of the hotel, you see we fabricated a fake wall, put the silver tarp, and that is because the poster people who do a great job for us, they made the pictures part of the thing 3 by 8 foot instead of the overall 5 by 10 that I needed, because they sell the poster by the square feet. So they tried to save us some money. Well, we got a bargain. They did the thing for $60 and they shipped it to us. So that was pretty cool. But so we had to do a little fabrication jury rig. So what we did, then we got it all installed and everybody looked out and admired it. We realized that the frame, as you see in the lower left-hand picture, you see all the patchwork and caulking on the frame. So with 4 screws, we took it down, the fake wall, and Kana stepped out on the porch and he painted it out. We had found some old paint, Kilt's primer paint, and we painted out that frame of the windows. So you see in the lower right-hand picture, the finished one. Also in the top right-hand picture from a distance, it came out really clean looking. The doctor who has a wellness center there liked it very much. It certainly improved the aesthetics of the area. Then on Friday, the staff of the University of Nations came and toured us. They've been very supportive of us, and they've even come up here and spent the night with us. They helped us build a garden nursery area, and they've been very instrumental in motivating us to make a real showcase system. So the staff of 7 came up and visited. So you see there in the pictures, they're looking at our tilt-up greenhouse, how we do our float beds, how we're doing our watercress. They gave us some advice how to improve our system. So it was a very worthwhile. And then Jeremiah, down at Captain Cook, he has an aquaponic farm. The pictures on the bottom row are some pictures from his farm, his seedling area, and his bok choy and that lettuce. It's amazing. He's got a couple of acres of aquaponics. Very, very productive. It was a good day. So Glenn only worked about 2 hours of that in the morning doing Gary's generator setup, and spent the rest of the day giving a tour. And then the YWAM people hosted us to a very nice lunch, and picked up the tab for it. That was really generous. And then we toured Jeremiah's farm. So it was a full day. Now, on Wednesday, the YWAM people had donated last weekend some duckweed to me. We grew it during the week, and here you see Kana is scooping up what we grew and spreading it out to the float beds, because we found out we had an algae problem, getting stringy algae in the bottom, and it was going down and clogging the drains. So real frustrating. But the duckweed will shade our water, and it'll be great. It'll solve the problem. Here you see Kana is the foam beds came in. They drilled all the holes on them, and they had the water just spilling on top of the foam. It was quite messy, not good at all. So Kana took the Sawzall. He cut out a V from one of the holes, cut down the pipe to size, put it in. He also added a 90-degree fitting at the bottom, so that way when the water comes in, it swirls around on the bottom and mixes up. So it's very clean insulation. You see on the bottom right-hand picture there is now you have a notch in there. It's real easy to pick up that foam and slide it out and service the unit. And the servicing is, one is checking we get tilapia inside. They'll eat our plant roots. The other time, if you have a clogged drain, you might need to get to it, or it's just time to replant the whole thing and harvest it. Another thing we did with Kana in his training this week is he learned to fabricate a clear water pickup. If you have a 2-inch drain and you're trying to do duckweed, it will simply go all down the drain. It's a real pain. And so we just used some scrap pipe there. It had some notches in it. We sliced it off and kind of drops it over. And that way the duckweed floating on the surface stays on the surface, and down below the water at the bottom there are notches or curves, and it lets the water in. So the standpipe still does its job. It sets the water level on it, but we keep our duckweed in now. This is just a little short video, just kind of amateurishly shot, but we thought you might like to enjoy it. Just click on the picture and it'll play for you, and it self-narrates. All the duckweed's heading down the drain. How do we keep that from happening? We put a clear water pickup on it. Come check this out. This is the girl from South Africa taught me this one. You do this. Has notches on the bottom. How long would I have duckweed in here if I leave that open? Huh? You see it? They'll be gone. So these notches on the bottom will let water pull that green up into it. And we need to do a better one. That should be bigger notches than that. See that algae? That stuff is disaster. Look at the current bringing it up. Gotta get that out of there. Look at this. That will clog your system. And that's why I put the duckweed in here. We do not want to have that stuff. If it doesn't have sunlight, it can't grow. See the difference? So that's what duckweed will do for you in here. So you and I are over here harvesting duckweed and pull it out of here. That is all right. You'll survive it. Did you see how simple that is? Now look. Nothing that floats can get out. See it? Yeah. That lady earned her lunch, I tell you. Yeah. And she used to say, this is worth lunch. Let me show you something. She pre-established the value. Yeah? Did you tell me? Is that worth lunch? I like that. Now my duckweed grows. Oh, yeah. Standpipe? I have duckweed. Come over here. No standpipe? I put duckweed in here. No duckweed. You can see the remnants of it, right? So what we want to do is let's go put a standpipe in this. Okay? So that's it for this week. Monday was a holiday, President's Day. Friday was giving a tour to the University of Nations and the YWAM folks, and then we went up and toured Jeremiah's farm. That much pretty killed the day. It was a no-charge day. And then Kana had only worked 3 mornings with me, just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And after that, I was on my own. But we still got a fair bit done. Just want to give you a quick overview for it. With the power failure, we were unable to post pictures, which are normally no problem on the phones, but people were not getting the videos, and I kept getting the error messages on my phone. So apparently Verizon had their problems this week, probably due to the power failure. But anyway, I want to thank our host, Dr. Gary Napolonius Stice Ohana Foundation. They're the proud sponsors of Waiohinu Aquaponics, the Hawaiian Immersion School here on the property, along with the Shirakawa Hotel and a motel and the Wellness Center. And we even have a massage clinic. It's really good. It's 10 acres, and we didn't cover it on here or mention it, but I always like to give a plug for our coffee plantation. They harvested about 400 pounds of coffee this season out of their first acre. So good fun all the way around. Anyway, I just hope to give you an overview for this week, what we did. We only had 3 days, but we did what we could.